Hey there, if you are busy with pathways and Toastmasters and you are encountering times that you just feel, it's getting too much for me. I don't know how to handle it all. Projects, exco, all the speeches, attending meetings. I don't know how to handle it all. Then I want to encourage you. Take that thinking, package it, and get rid of it. Because if you are looking at Toastmasters as one thing, and your life and your business or your work environment, whatever it is, all these different components, then there's family and there's church and community help, whatever it is that you're busy with. I want to encourage you to think of Toastmasters in a totally different way. How? I'd like you to think about, what is your wig? What is your wig? What is the wildly important goal you need to achieve? Now, that could be something at work. It could be a personal business goal or something that you would like to do. It can be just a dream, like I want to build a yacht and sail around the world. It can be assisting yourself to get into a great healthy plan, change your diet, change your exercises, change your entire life in a more healthy environment. Whatever your wig is, the wildly important goal, determine what that is. Then have a look at it. Some goals are going to take you a long time to accomplish, and other goals do not have that much to do. Determining what it is that you want to do and more or less how much work will go into it will help you when you begin with your pathways. It is important for you to begin your pathways with begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind, understanding where you're going, what you want to achieve. Then you do your assessment. Because if you do your assessment keeping that in mind, your pathways assessment will obviously guide you to the best path that will be able to help you to complete that. Once you've got that started, then I want to take you somewhere else. Right, so here is how to use pathways for your success. Understand that in Toastmasters, the highest qualification you can earn is a DTM, a Distinguished Toastmaster. So I'm going to take you over to just walk you through what is required for a Distinguished Toastmaster, how I've set it out, and then we're going to see how we can use that information to plan your life for success. Stay tuned. If you come over to the Toastmasters International website and you go to the frequently asked questions, you find that under pathways, frequently asked questions, and you scroll down to question number 23, and then it tells you exactly what you need to accomplish. Now, I've taken these to be able to understand what needs to be accomplished, and I copied and pasted it on an Excel spreadsheet, rearranged it a little bit, and one of the things that it says you have to do is complete 2 unique pathways, 2 unique paths. So underneath this block, I have added 2 pathways and the little levels and projects that they have in between. You can see here's my frequently asked question, and as I scroll down, here are the pathways, and then it tells you level 1, the projects that you have to do and more or less what they say. And then there's your second pathway. So why have I done this? Because remember, we're talking about begin with the end in mind. So if you are busy with this and you begin with the end in mind, immediately say what you want to achieve. Now, what have I done? I retired in 2018 from many years of being in education and leadership, having been a director, managing director. And I have trained so many leaders. And when I retired, I'm also part of a Christian television station. And, when you're busy with nonprofits, nonprofits are always in need of some monies. So I just thought to myself, what can I do to add value to the Christian television station that it can bring in more of an income? And I realized after a while, but I am my own product. I would like to become a professional speaker, and all these years and years of leadership development training and that I have accumulated and the experience that I've gained over the years, I can impart that to so many people. And the income that I can generate from that, I can assist the television station with. And then I decided to use my pathways to help me reach that place where I can become a professional speaker a year down the line. I then chose the first pathway to figure out what are all the things that I need to do to become a professional speaker and to get things in place. One of the projects that I selected from there was, when you get to the electives, was the project on social media. Now, I want to share with you, I am sure when you prepare yourself for one of your projects and you prepare the speech that goes with it, you probably could take an hour or 2 hours and rehearse it and work through it. Now, I want to tell you that that project took me 30 hours to prepare. The speech of that project was a couple of minutes. But what I've done, because I started with the end in mind, when I reached that project about social media, I did a huge amount of research. I gathered information. I asked myself questions because I'm really very busy and I wanted to be able to handle social media, that I have everything linked, that I can make one post and that it goes onto all the platforms, that I can manage all the posts adequately. And after much research and collaborating, working through everything, I discovered, especially the fact that, when you post on LinkedIn, it's your business portfolio, so to speak. So whatever you are posting on Facebook, your normal Facebook page, is not going to be appropriate if it's linked to your LinkedIn profile. So I then realized, right, I have to create a Facebook page, not my regular Facebook, but you have pages and groups additionally. I created my Granny PW007 Facebook page. And when I share something on that, it's linked to my LinkedIn and the Twitter and Instagram and all the other things. Now, I've set them up, and reaching that stage took me over 30 hours to get to that. And then I produced the speech in a couple of minutes after I had done that. But I would never have spent the 30 hours in preparing for a project if I'm just quickly going to do a speech for Toastmasters. But because I am busy with my life, and this is something that I need to do for my benefit, I was prepared to spend the time. And that's what will add so much value to your life if you use Toastmasters as a tool to accomplish your goals, your WIG, your wildly important goal. The second path I have used, because I determined that as a professional speaker, there's certain things that you need to have, and one of the things is to write a book. Now, I have huge amounts of leadership material all over various subjects and things like that, and I just thought, what is it that I'm going to be able to put in my book? And I've used the second pathway to take me through the process of writing this book. And I would have never been able to do it if I had to have Toastmasters, my life, trying to launch as a professional speaker. But because I used Toastmasters, its pathways, its leadership tracks, everything of Toastmasters, because I used it to grow my personal life. And I'd like to encourage you with that. So how do I do that? In this Excel spreadsheet that I created, you'll see I've got a nice big gap here. And what I've done is, some places where you have electives, I've left it open so that you can then select the elective you want. But I've created another spreadsheet as well, pathways comparison. I got so excited with this because I told you I need to see the big picture, and then I'll be able to know the little baby steps that need to be able to take as a result of that. So when I created this, when I did my first assessment, that assessment told me that I need to do dynamic leadership, which is what I did. But while I had this spreadsheet, I was able to, and I created the spreadsheet so that every pathway is a column going down. When you hover over the name of the pathway, you will see the description of that pathway comes up for you so that you can know what that pathway contains. Then you will see in the pathway comparison, level 1, there are 4 compulsory projects to do. It's the icebreaker, evaluation and feedback 1 and 2, and researching and presenting. And that is true for every pathway. So when you begin, you're at one level. But as you continue, when you do your next pathway, that icebreaker needs to be at a presentation level because you've completed one pathway. And your evaluation and feedback needs to grow a level, as well as your research and presenting. Therefore, every time you go through a new pathway, you are rising a level, and your capacity should grow with that. Right, level 2, now it has path-specific compulsory items, projects. And they are indicated as you go along. And each one, again, hover over it and it tells you what it's all about. It has one project that is the same for all of the pathways. Then level 3, it says you have to do a minimum of 2 electives. And remember that some have 2 parts. Now the electives are indicated here, and again, as you hover over them, the entire project is explained as it was copied and pasted from Toastmasters International so that it is just handy at one place. When you go down the projects and you hover over the projects, then you will also be able to see those electives. You'll be able to see what they have, what they contain, and it helps you to be able to make a decision from that. Now, you can see all the electives are here. They are the same right across, but when you go through, like as I lift up here, you will see under engaging humor, you will not find the elective Know Your Sense of Humor. You won't find it there as an elective under level 3 because it says it was compulsory in level 2. So if I go up to level 2, you'll see Know Your Sense of Humor was here. And therefore it's not available over here as an elective, but the rest are available as electives. And the same happens for level 4, 1 elective minimum that you can select from here, and it helps to just hover over it and be able to see what it is that you want to do. So with that in mind, all of the pathways are there, everything is there in this little spreadsheet of mine. And this helps you to make the decision if you've now decided I would like to use descriptive language as an elective for my level 3, then I go back to my road to DTM, and at level 3 where it tells me which elective, I type in there which elective I want. And then on this side, I just put a few words or a sentence with what it is that I want to accomplish with that project towards my goals. There's also a space for you for the roles that you had to complete and the dates that you can add to it. And how do you do that? How do you fill it in? Here, roles to complete tells you where to click on pathways on Toastmasters International to be able to add the dates that you've done that. I hope that this has given you a totally different perspective on how to use Toastmasters to become successful in your life. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you enjoyed watching it, please click subscribe so that you can receive new videos as they come along. And that will be great. I'll appreciate that. So, all the best until the next video. For more Toastmasters training videos, please visit my YouTube channel, PW005, or you can have a look at my website where I turn these videos into training blogs. Enjoy!